This is a special edition of the Remaking Tomorrow podcast, celebrating Be Kind 21, an annual campaign hosted by Lady Gaga's Born This Way Foundation, calling upon each of us to build kinder, more connected communities. Welcome to Remaking Tomorrow, a series of conversations about the future of teaching and learning. I'm Greg Baer, co-author of When You Wonder You're Learning, Mr. Rogers' Enduring Lessons for Raising Creative, Curious, Caring Kids. This is a podcast powered by Remake Learning, a network that ignites engaging, relevant, and equitable learning in support of young people navigating rapid social and technological change. On today's episode, I'm talking with Shadille Estepan of Born This Way Foundation, a nonprofit co-founded by Lady Gaga and her mother, Cynthia Germanata, to make kindness cool and to support the mental health of young people. Shadille, welcome to Remaking Tomorrow.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me, Greg.
I love having you here, and I want to start with a favorite Fred Rogers quotation, if we might. Around the turn of the millennium, he issued the entire world a challenge. He said this: try your best to make goodness attractive. That's one of the toughest assignments you'll ever be given. So as someone whose job it is to make kindness cool, I'm curious what you think. What makes it so tough?
When I think of what can make it difficult, I think about how Born This Way Foundation invites folks to think about it all the time. And that includes the times where we may not be feeling our kindest or our bravest or our best. But through kindness and through practicing kindness, we can create a kinder and a braver world in these moments where it can feel so challenging, as I'm sure many of us have experienced, especially these past several years.
So you mentioned Born This Way Foundation. Can you tell us about the foundation? What inspired Lady Gaga and her mother, Cynthia Germanata, to launch it?
Born This Way Foundation is, as you shared, a nonprofit started by Lady Gaga and her mom in 2012. We support the mental health of young people and work with young people to build a kinder and braver world. And our work falls into three buckets, so to speak. We work with young people to make kindness cool, validate the emotions of young people, and eliminate the stigma that surrounds mental health. During Lady Gaga's tours and world conversations with young people, she understood the need to validate their emotions and to connect them to tangible resources that supported their mental health. And Born This Way Foundation was created out of the need that she recognized in herself and wanting to equip young people with the tools that she wishes she had.
I so appreciate that sense of belonging, that sense of validation of the great big feelings that we all have, or even the small feelings we have in all sorts of moments. Shadille, you've been with Born This Way Foundation since its earliest days. In fact, you joined its advisory board when you were 19 years old. Why was its mission important to you then? And I'm curious, was there a moment or a person or something else in your own life that impressed the importance of kindness on you?
Born This Way Foundation was created for young people and by young people. I learned about applying to Born This Way Foundation's advisory board from Maya Smith. She is currently our executive director, and when I met her, I was 19 years old, and I knew that I wanted to tell stories that moved people and that drove action. And after meeting her, she became my mentor, and I fell in love with this work. I was a young person who needed to hear that it's okay to not feel okay. And now I get to be someone who works on this team and reminds young people every day that they matter. They are part of this larger collective action around increasing mental health awareness and eliminating the stigma that surrounds mental health. And as I reflect now in our 10-year anniversary, I'm heartened by the increased action around mental health awareness and the belief that eliminating the stigma is a collective effort. And as a Latina growing up and truly not having the invitation to have conversations around mental health, to be invited to a space like this and to meet people and leaders like Cynthia and like Maya, our executive director, that guide this work and that really help us all lean into conversations about mental health, I can't help but be so emotional around that.
There are so many lessons in the brilliance that you just shared, including the importance of inviting people, young and old alike, inviting them into the work and what that means in terms of giving them agency and confidence and possibility. Shadille, among the things that you've mentioned that Born This Way Foundation does is to make kindness cool. And that seems like a huge and enormous job, and yet also one that is so necessary, as our headlines around us make it clear every single day. So where do you even begin with the work of making kindness cool?
What's most beautiful about that goal is that we know young people are already making kindness cool. So what we're doing is helping them and providing all of the resources and support that they need as they do that. Young people know kindness is cool, and we know from research and our conversations with young people that kindness is essential to mental health, and it is central to Born This Way Foundation's campaigns and programs. Kindness contributes to aspects of our wellness, from helping young people feel safe and confident to less alone, valued, and it can even change the trajectory of our day and even our desire to stay alive.
This is Greg Bear. I'm talking with Shadille Estepan of Born This Way Foundation, a nonprofit co-founded by Lady Gaga and her mother, Cynthia Germanata, to make kindness cool and support the mental health of young people. So lately, we've seen some devastating reporting by outlets like the New York Times that describe a mental health crisis unlike anything we've ever experienced, particularly among adolescents. We see skyrocketing rates of anxiety and depression. And some of these problems predate the pandemic, but the past few years have taken an enormous toll, as you know so well. Shadille, can you tell us about some of the mental health supports that Born This Way offers? When young people turn to you for resources or for community, what is it that they find?
At Born This Way Foundation, we know that young people need a concerted effort to support their mental health, and it is no doubt that these past several years have been especially challenging given all of the ongoing overlapping crises. And at the foundation, we focus on creating community, providing resources, and reminding young people that it's okay to not be okay. We have programs that I'd love to share with you. The first is our Be There certificate. The Be There certificate is a free, self-paced, interactive online mental health course, and I'm so excited to share that it's available in English, French, and Spanish. And essentially, the Be There certificate is a simple and actionable framework that teaches anyone how to recognize when someone else may be struggling, understand their role in supporting that person, and learn how to connect them to help. It really gives you the confidence to lean into seemingly uncomfortable conversations. And our goal through the program, created by Jack.org in partnership with Born This Way Foundation, is to eliminate the barriers of cost and course availability and create a comprehensive, high quality resource that anyone can have access to. And so I'm excited to share that with our community and invite anyone who's listening to check out BeThereCertificate.org and earn their certificate today. And then the other program that I really love to share is Channel Kindness. And so through the years, we've collected stories of kindness, bravery, and resilience from young people all over the world. And at channelkindness.org, anyone can share their stories as well. This platform for us is proving that kindness truly is a universal language. And through channelkindness.org, we're fostering a community that leans into storytelling as a form of action, as a form of healing.
Shadille, people might hear the mission of Born This Way Foundation and hear two different things: to make kindness cool and to support the mental health of young people. But at Born This Way, those two things intersect. So what are some of the ways that kindness and mental health reinforce one another?
We know through our work that there is an inextricable link between kindness and mental health. And in our recent study, Kindness is Action, young people know and believe kindness is the way forward amidst these crises. And they say that it impacts their mental health. In fact, 73% of young people say that receiving more kindness would improve their mental health. And in a previous study conducted by Born This Way Foundation as well, we learned that young people who describe being in kind spaces, that is, in their homes, in their schools, or in their workplaces, also report having higher mental health index scores. And so we're seeing this correlation through the stories we're hearing, through the research we're conducting, and it is no doubt that young people know that kindness is the way forward.
So this obvious connection between making kindness cool and supporting mental health well-being comes bursting through every year as Born This Way Foundation hosts a national campaign called #BeKind21. So Shadille, can you describe this campaign? What is it and what does it aim to do?
Oh, I get so excited when I get to talk about Be Kind 21. Be Kind 21 calls on participants to practice an act of kindness for themselves or others every day for 21 days. And we offer an array of programming for our partners and individuals alike to further our goal of making kindness cool and supporting youth mental health. Through it all, our team and our community have kept kindness at the forefront of everything they do. And in these uncertain times, we invite everyone to check out bornthisway.foundation and learn more about this year's Be Kind 21 campaign and how they can be part of bringing kindness to their community year-round.
So give me those URLs again. Where can people find out more about Be Kind 21 as well as generally about the work of Born This Way Foundation?
Anyone interested in joining our community, learning more, or participating in any of our programs can visit bornthisway.foundation to learn more and get involved.
Shadille, before we go, just one more question. What's one thing that caring adults can do today to make tomorrow a more promising place for every learner?
There are so many things we can all do to make a more promising tomorrow for every learner. And one of the things that are top of my list is to listen non-judgmentally and to listen without thinking that the immediate response will be to solve a problem, but rather to hear what young people are saying, to understand from them how you can best support them in their learning journey, in life, and in all other aspects of the growth of a young person.
Thanks again to Shadille Estepan of Born This Way Foundation, a nonprofit co-founded by Lady Gaga and her mother, Cynthia Germanata, to make kindness cool and support the mental health of young people. Remaking Tomorrow is powered by Remake Learning. Learn more at remakelearning.org.